My name is A, and I want to speak with you about the 3 foundations that I use when I work with people. I find that these 3 foundations together bring unprecedented and unparalleled support and guidance. And it's not me providing these things, it's just offering the tools for you to access unparalleled support and guidance. So let's go. This is what I do for a living. This is how I work with people. These are the 3 foundations that at this point I just pretty seamlessly move through depending on what is needed. So let's start out with the first one, mysticism. I know, if that sounds a little intense, hear me out. So mysticism found me as a kid and as a teenager. And I bet a lot of you can relate, especially if you take the intimidating word mystic out of it, all right? Mysticism is just knowing that there's something bigger than us at work here. And we are all mystics, every single one of us. But our culture doesn't always like lights in the dark, but that's a side story. So mysticism is understanding that what is happening inside of you is infinitely more real than the world outside of you. Your monkey mind has nothing to do with it, okay? But there is this deeper connection inside of you that is holy, that is illuminated, that perhaps is as old as lifetimes and lifetimes. It is your birthright. It is your destiny. It's where you're started and it's where you're going. And no matter what your mind is up to or how overwhelmed you are, you cannot be separate from this force. Just like a wave can't be separate from the ocean. So when I work with my clients, I'm using the foundation of mysticism. That if you sit before me, I am sitting in front of and next to a person who is divine. You are holy. And where you are in this moment in your life is sacred. And my job is to simply support you to tap back into that inner healer and to help you remember how to connect with the deeper part of yourself, with your higher self, your spirit, your soul, and however you see it in terms of ancestors and guides who want to love you and support you with your permission. Okay? So mysticism is tapping into this bigger force and using our intuition as the lantern in the dark. The second way, the second foundational piece in how I work with my clients is through wellness coaching. It's funny because the order of these foundations are how they found me. I found coaching in my 20s and officially became a holistic health coach at the tender age of 26. So I know a thing or two about what works for people on the healing journey. What I love about wellness coaching, if for any of us who have been trained and certified in wellness coaching, our job is to remember that you, once again, it goes back to mysticism, you have your answers. All right? I'm just here to be supportive. And in this information overload time, when all this information is at our fingertips, it's contradicting, it's fighting for our attention, and we're in a culture that really overemphasizes the logical mind, we can just get overwhelmed. We don't even want to start. So what I love about wellness coaching, take a nice break. Well, actually that works, that tracks. Wellness coaching is about having this beautiful vision of where you'd like to be, and that's one of my favorite things to do with people, is to really tune into what are you aching for? What are you longing for? Let's ask the questions that actually matter. What would breathe life back into your body and light you up, okay? Purpose, relationship, where you live, how you spend your day. Having that vision of wellness. But then in order to get there, instead of having this crazy list and all of these ideas where we want to go back to sleep and wish that we never went to a coaching session, what's so cool about Wellness Coaching 101 is it's about breaking it down into baby steps. And this is what I do with my clients. I can't tell you. I work with the most beautiful and quite ambitious, often women, but all of my clients, I work with these beautiful spiritual souls, and they come in and they tell me all these things they're going to do. And it's wonderful. And my job is to help make that accessible. Well, what can you do today? How can we break that down into something a little bit more compassionate for everything that you're up against right now? How can we create goals that leaves you feeling, hey, I completed that, and you feel good about yourself, and you have that confidence to move forward? So wellness coaching is a lot about having the vision of where you'd like to be and breaking it down into baby steps. Now, the third foundational piece that I work with my clients with, and the one that really, it was the missing ingredient in my personal life, and it feels like it was the missing ingredient in my vocation as well, and that is somatic healing. So a lot of us start out very spiritual, especially if you identify as an empath or a highly sensitive person, and you have that spiritual connection. And the wellness coaching as well, we have information about how we want to get more healthy in our lives, and we can start creating the vision boards of what we'd like to create. But if there's stagnation in that, or overwhelm, analysis paralysis, if it keeps getting the back burner, it's like, well, what is happening unconsciously that's blocking me from what I know I need, from what I long for, or from what I say I want? Now, somatic healing to me is the secret ingredient in that. Somatic means of the body. What are my sensations? Am I aware of how I'm physically feeling right now? What are my emotions? Am I in touch with that? So often we treat ourselves as a liability, something to get out of the way so that we can succeed with our agenda. And we live in a world that is very linear, it's driven, and that is a masculine way of being, an unhealthy masculine, when it's pushing ourselves and our needs to the side. All right? So somatic, getting back in touch with the body, what we're really doing is we're getting in touch with our inner self. Perhaps younger versions of ourself, our present moment, what's really happening in the here and now. I have this long list of what I'd like to create in my life, but what am I actually feeling right now? What's trying to come up inside of me that I won't acknowledge, or that I didn't have the skills to acknowledge? So this somatic healing, this aspect, giving my clients the tools to get inside, and often to get inside to that mystical place of our higher knowing, we must first get in touch with these places inside of ourselves that resistance and blocked, often our protective ego that learned all of this conditioning when we were young, and we weren't safe. We weren't safe to be authentic. We weren't safe to go more deeply into ourself, to feel vulnerable, and to feel ourselves fully. Somatic healing are the tools to help you manage that feeling that it's not safe, that it's overwhelmingly anxious, or whatever else we get stuck in, to be in relationship with that, to help that feel safe, to acknowledge it, and then we get to move forward in wholeness, not by tossing ourselves to the side, but by learning us, being in relationship with us, and walking with ourselves. The most important relationship there is. So if you found any of this helpful, I would love to hear about it. Follow me for more. Stay tuned for more.